The 31st October 2020 is the birthday of sage Valmiki, the author of the epic Valmiki Ramayana. In these days, coronavirus has continued to ravage the world, spread wilder than wildfire, and has disrupted every sphere of human activity. Human beings are destroying the pattern of environment. For instance, the flowers and the honeybees, the monkeys in the forest are all disturbed due to explosive intellect of the humans on earth. Man is also destroying the mother earth by cutting trees all over. Lot of youth is in a depressed state of mind. True human potential is not coming out. A change of attitude is needed in the world. Action is also needed in correcting the climatic change. The pandemic like COVID-19 does not appear panic when a human being is in a right direction in protecting the mother nature. We need a new algorithm that entails spreading love, warmth, joy and peace, as well as building circles of appreciation and compassion for a shared existence. We want to make life permanent, but in doing so, we go against nature, and there lies in our pain. There lies our pain. Only the mind, which is always moving without resting places and fixed ideas, can be in tune with life and therefore joyful. A prudent person smells a calamity. A prudent person smells a calamity even before it arrives and takes appropriate action to prevent it or to overtake it. Then only that person can lead an orderly life. The great epic of Valmiki Ramayana, particularly the chapter entitled Sundarakanda, that is the book of beauty, shows the way to humans how to live and behave, as well as to institutions how to manage them appropriately. The book of beauty in the epic of Ramayana is a guide in these days of panic and also forever thereafter for ages. Just before knowing the 9 important stanzas in the book of beauty, let me introduce myself briefly. My name is K.M.K. Murthy, who worked as a bank manager and retired. After retirement, I wished myself to give shape to my spiritual thoughts and took up a translation work of Valmiki Ramayana. I translated Ayodhya Kanda, the book of Ayodhya, Sundarakanda, the book of beauty, except chapters 1 to 27, which were translated by Kishore Kopale, and Yuddhakanda, the book of war, from Sanskrit to English. My friend late D. Hanumantrao translated the rest of 3 kandas, namely Balakanda, the book of childhood, Aranyakanda, the book of forest life, and Kishkindakanda, the book of friendship. The totality of Valmiki Ramayana, the 6 kandas, can be viewed in the website www.valmikiramayan.net. Let us go into 9 important stanzas, that is called slokas in Sanskrit, and comments thereon in Sundarakanda, the book of beauty now. For each stanza, I will be reading out the stanza in Sanskrit language and later explain in English. The first and the foremost stanza in the book of beauty is as follows. Tato Ravananitaya Sitaya Siddhukarshana Yeshu Padamanveshtum Charana Charite Padhi. Meaning, Hanuman, the destroyer of foes, desired to travel in the sky where celestials like Charana's tread to search for Sita was taken away by Ravana. Inner meaning, Ravana represents egotism or arrogance. Sita represents straightforwardness and truth. Hence, to seek to find truth and straightforwardness, taken away by arrogance, the destroyer of foes travelled in space. Here, the force, that is enemies, are of two types: external enemies and internal enemies. External enemies are like destroying the pattern of environment and the environment of the Mother Earth. The humans have to defeat the internal enemies too. The internal enemies are over-ambition, excessive greed and envy, explosive intellect, psychological memories, for example, psychological hurts, images about oneself and one's images about others. When these internal enemies are eliminated from the mind, there is space and silence in the mind. In that space and silence, there is energy. With that energy, we seek to find what the truth is. Now let us go into what is egotism and what is arrogance. In these days, COVID-19 virus is spreading far and wide throughout the world, making the people fearful and perplexed. In these circumstances, we must realize that the whole multiverse, created, protected and transformed, is being by an immeasurable universal energy. It is being run or it is transformed by an immeasurable universal energy, and in that realization there will be no egotism or arrogance in people. Of course, when there is egotism, there is no love. Second sloka, Yashyatvetani Chatvari Vanarendra Yadhatava Dhritir Drishtir Madir Dakshyam Na Karmasu Nasidati. Meaning, O best of Vanaras, whoever has the four qualities, namely determination, vision, intellect and skill, like all these virtues in you, such a person will not fail in any task. Inner meaning, whoever has the four qualities of determination, the capacity of observation, both internal and external, as well as a distant vision, understanding, intelligence and awareness, besides skillfulness, such a person faces no defeat in any of his or her undertakings. Observation. If one wants to understand something, one must observe. One must not criticize, one must not condemn, one must not pursue it as a pleasure or avoid it as a non-pleasure. There must be merely the silent observation of a fact. Awareness. Awareness is that state of mind which takes in everything. The crows flying across the sky, the flowers on the trees, the people sitting in front, the colors they are wearing. Being extensively aware, which needs watching, observing, taking in the shape of the leaf, the shape of the trunk, the shape of the head of the another, what he is doing, etc. That is called observation. The third stanza is Anirveda Shriyo Moolam, Anirveda Param Sukham, Anirvedo Hi Satam, Sarvarthyeshu Pravartakaha. Meaning, non-depression is the root of development. Absence of despondency is the greatest comfort. Self-reliance always is indeed the promoter of all matters. Inner meaning, non-depression or being enthusiastic is, in all the undertakings, is the root cause of prosperity. Enthusiasm gives an immeasurable joy to the human. Enthusiasm is always indeed the promoter of all matters. Enthusiasm comes with intelligence. As J. Krishnamurti, the world-renowned philosopher, said, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Again I read, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. When one plays according to rules, one gets adjusted. Previously, one was thinking that modern medicine was curing one disease after another and that one is progressing well. Since then, it is becoming harder and harder to maintain the belief that one is the one is in the right world. When one is having a goal, something one cares about, the squandering of precious hours in mindless pursuits would not exist. That is called intelligence. Without that aim, that magnetic pole that directs one's actions, then one is lost. Then laziness, procrastination, addiction, self-sabotage, greed, materialism are the obstacles for reaching the goal. Fourth shloka, Sakapir Varayamasa Tam Vyomnim Saravarshinam Vrishtimantam Payodante Payodamiva Marutaha. Meaning, Hanuma warded off the demon Durdhara from showering the arrows on him in the sky, and the wind wards off a black cloud from raining at the end of a monsoon season. Inner meaning, in this stanza, the meaning of the word kapi can be taken as sacredness. Accordingly, sacredness wards off arrows like ambition, greed, envy, psychological memories like hurts, one's images about oneself and one's images about others. In the mind space, as the wind wards off a rainy cloud from raining at the end of a monsoon. When the mind itself is sacred, it opens the door to something that is immeasurably sacred. Again I repeat, when the mind itself is sacred, it opens the door to something that is immeasurably sacred. When the obstacles are warded off, there is space and there is silence in the mind. In that space and silence, energy is generated. With that energy, one can seek to find out what is truth, as stated earlier. Fifth shloka, Madvisishtascha tulyascha santi tatra manopasahu matta pratyavara kasyit nasti sugriva sannidhavu. Meaning, in them some of the monkeys are superior to me and some are equal to me. No one in the vicinity of Sugriva is inferior to me. Inner meaning, the quality of humility to be established in a human being is explained here. When anyone thinks some are superior to me, some are equal to me, and none is inferior to me in this world, then one inhabits the quality of humility in oneself. But humility that is gained ceases to be humility. A mind that makes itself humble is no longer a humble mind. It is only when one has humility, not a cultivated humility, that one is able to meet the things in life that are so pressing, because then one is not important. One doesn't look through one's own pressures and sense of importance. One looks at the problem for itself and then one is able to solve the problem. Sixth shloka, Tatat Stikshnarchirabhyagraha Pradakshina Sikhonavaha Jajvala Mragasawakshaha Shamsaniva Shivam Kapi. Meaning, then the fire god, as though informing the fawn-eyed Sita about the well-being of Hanuman, shone brightly with sharp flames, undisturbed and shooting out pointed flames towards the right. Inner meaning, obstacles have to get dissolved in the mind. Then only there is a positive atmosphere there. One would be a light to oneself in self-awareness, and that light would be dazzling like the eye of a deer. That mind itself is auspicious and sacred. To be a light to oneself is not to follow the light of another, however reasonable, logical, historical, and however convincing. You cannot be light to yourself if you are in the dark shadows of authority, the dogma of conclusion. Seventh shloka, Kim Vaishnavamba Kapirupametya Raksho Vinashaya Paramsutejaha Anantam Avyaktam Achintyamekam Swamaya Sampratamataha. Meaning, whether a supreme bright energy of Vishnu, the Lord of maintenance of the universe, unthinkable, unmanifest, infinite and peerless, arrived now, assuming the form of a monkey for the destruction of demons by virtue of the extraordinary power. Inner meaning, the supreme bright energy in the form of self-awareness and sacredness, warding of darkness with supreme brilliance, with energy which creates joy, which is infinite, inexpressible, beyond thought and peerless, enters the mind of its own accord. What is sacredness? When the mind itself is sacred, it opens the door to something that is immeasurably sacred. When one loves the tree, the bird, the light on the water, when one loves one's neighbor, one's wife or husband, without jealousy, that love has never been touched by hate. When there is that love itself is sacred. 8th sloka, that is 8th stanza. Karyasiddhir matischaiva tasmin vanarapungave vyavasayascha viryancha shrutancha api pratishtitam. Meaning, in that Hanuma, the foremost among the monkeys, the capacity to accomplish any object, intelligence, strenuous vigorous effort, and learning are well established in his life. Inner meaning, for accomplishment of any act, intelligence, including love, compassion, understanding and awareness, intense action, vigor and energy, listening and learning are to be established in one's being. Intelligence is the capacity to perceive the essential of what is, and to awaken this capacity in oneself and in others is what is called education. In the awareness, there is silent observation without choice and condemnation, from which there comes understanding. Action has meaning only in relationships, and without understanding relationship, action in any level will only breed conflict. The understanding of relationship is infinitely more important than the search for any problem, any plan of action, Every movement of thought and every action demands energy. Whatever we do needs energy, and this energy can be dissipated through conflict, through various forms of unnecessary thought, emotional pursuits, and sentimental activities. Energy is wasted in conflict, which arises in duality, in the me and the not me, in the division between the observer and the observed, the thinker and the thought. When this wastage is no longer taking place, there is a quality of energy which can be called awareness, an awareness in which there is no evaluation or judgment or condemnation or comparison, but merely attentive observation. So, meditation is the essence of energy. Now, the last stanza, 9th stanza, in Sanskrit I will read, Tatomaya Vagbhiradina Bhashita Sivabhirishtabhirabhiprasadita Jagama Shantim Mama Maithilatmaja Tavapi Shokena Tadabhipidita. Meaning, O Rama, soothed by me with comforting, well-disposed and agreeable words, Sita, though tormented with thought of your grief, obtained peace of mind. Inner meaning, any person to appease the sorrow of another and to create a peace of mind in him or her, the other person with sorrow should be soothed by the one with comforting, well-disposed and agreeable words, thereby allaying the other's grief and depression. It appears that most people spend a great deal of time discussing more verbal clarity. They do not seem to grasp the depth and content beyond the word, because word is not the thing. Goodness cannot flower in the field of fear. A conversation between the persons requires a certain honesty and humility. One should be concerned with the flowering of goodness. This demands excellence in behavior, in action and in relationship. This brings about excellence in spirit of the individual. Thus ends the 9 important stanzas of Sundarakanda, that is the book of beauty in Valmiki Ramayana. ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Translation: Om, may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all witness everything auspicious, may no one suffer. Om, peace, peace and peace. Thank you.